Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, it's so lovely to meet you. My name is Tracy and I upload videos once a week. However, as you can see from the title, this is not my typical video that I upload, guys. You know me, I like to go shopping, I like to show you what I've bought, I like to show you people how much things cost, I like to try and save you guys money, and they're the sort of videos that I normally upload. But this is like a totally different video, but I just felt like it was time. It was time to do this video. It has been a long awaited video that I should have done perhaps when I first started YouTube, but I haven't managed to do it. Physically and emotionally, I haven't managed to do it, but I feel like I need to do it. I need to tell you guys what's going on, because sometimes I'm not going to be able to upload. Sometimes I'm not going to be able to talk like this. I'm not going to be able to tell you guys what's going on. So I wanted you guys to know why. Now, as you can see from the title of this video, I live with chronic pain. Now, the reason for living with chronic pain, I have 3 prolapse discs in the bottom of my back. I mean, you can call them prolapse, you can call them herniated disc, you can call them slip disc, bulging disc. There's lots of names for my condition. Also, I have degenerative back disease, which basically means that it's just wear and tear in your back, but obviously with prolapse discs as well, that adds to the pain that I go through. I am on medication for everything I go through, but I have had a few people pop up on my channel asking me why I use crutches in my videos. Now, some people have popped up and said, I hope your leg gets better, I hope you're feeling better soon, and that's the reason I'm using crutches. But that's why I wanted to come in here and tell you, because I feel like I'm being a bit of a fraud. I feel like I'm not telling you everything about me and I've kept it from you guys. Now, I feel like if I'm going to put myself out there and do videos, then you need to know the real me. You need to know the ins and outs of me. You need to know my good side. You need to know the sides when I'm having bad days. You need to know, because you need to be real. I don't want to be this fake person that just fakes being happy all the time, because it's not always like that. Now, prolapse discs in my back, they cause me to have chronic pain. They cause me to have lack of sensation, and they cause me to not be able to do everything I do. I basically live with a disability, and therefore I have to use these. I've used these for such a long time now, and I'm so used to them now, even though I hate them. I hate walking around on crutches. I feel like I'm not free. I'm going to start from where it all started, and now it started in 2009. I don't want this to be a massively long video. I don't want it to be a boring long video and go into so much detail, but I'm just going to tell you all the basics of what happened and what went on and what is still going on. So basically back in 2009 I started to experience back pain, and it just got progressively worse to the extent where I just felt like I couldn't stand up, I couldn't hold myself up properly. I was in so much pain, I didn't know what to do with myself. I then had an MRI scan, and the MRI scan came back and they said that I have 3 prolapse discs in the bottom of my back. Now, I didn't even know about prolapse discs. I've never even heard of them before. I've heard of slip disc, and I've heard that like slip disc could be like something where you've just had an injury and it's caused a slip disc. But I hadn't had an injury. I hadn't done anything to cause all this pain. So I went to see a back specialist, and he wanted me to go through some physio. So I had physio. I felt like physio didn't work for me. I was still in so much pain. The pain just wouldn't go away. I couldn't cope, basically. So then he sent me for acupuncture, and that was the worst experience of my life. I hated every minute of it. I mean, I've got a story behind that, but like I said, I don't want this video to be massively long. So I had my acupuncture, and I felt like it just made things worse. So then I went back to my back specialist and he suggested that I have injections. So I started a course of injections, and basically they were epidural injections, which sort of numbed that area that was painful, the inflammation. It just sort of numbed it all. However, it's not a long-term thing. It doesn't help. It won't help all the time. So I had my injections and I actually felt like I had a new lease of life. They just made me feel like the pain wasn't as bad and I could cope. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I wasn't on my medication, I felt like I couldn't cope. So I had these injections, and just before 6 months was up, I started to feel that niggly pain come back, and it hit me with revengeance. It really, really did. It was so, so painful. So I went back to my back specialist and he said that he could do some more injections because obviously they worked for me. So he did some more injections, and again they worked, and they worked really, really well. I was even able to go back to work part-time. So I carried on with my injections, and I think I had 3 loads of epidural injections, and after I had the 3rd lot of epidural injections, they didn't seem to work as well. So I went back to my specialist again, and he basically said that there was other injections I could have, like facet injections and nerve block injections. So we went down that route, and I had those, and again they worked really, really well. And I think I had like another 3 loads of injections, so in all I had about 6 injections. And after the 6th injection, when it started to wear off, I went back to my back specialist, and he basically said that, you know, you've had your doses of injections, we can't do any more, you just need to keep going and see a physio. That absolutely broke me, because I knew that having these injections were what was helping me with life, basically helping me lead as normal as possible a life as I could. And for someone to turn around and say, like, you're not having any more, you're not allowed to have any more, because if you're on the NHS, you're only allowed a certain amount of these injections apparently. So it completely broke me, and I carried on with my medication. I carried on at work till one day I had a massive flare up. I was taken by ambulance to my local hospital, who then transferred me to Addenbrooke's hospital. They did another MRI scan. They said that the prolapse discs hadn't changed, they hadn't got any worse, but they hadn't got any better, and there was nothing they could do. They won't operate. They have said that unless the disc is impinging on a nerve, they won't operate, they won't touch it. Basically, they said to my husband that if they operated, it would be like manslaughter, which I never really understood, to be fair. I know there's so many risks. I mean, it's your back at the end of the day, and your spine, your spinal cord and things like that. And I know it's really risky surgery, but they won't operate. So I had this massive flare up where I couldn't walk. I lost sensation in the bottom of my legs and my feet. I couldn't feel anything. There was no sensation there whatsoever. I ended up in a wheelchair. I was then in Addenbrooke's for 2 weeks. I was then transferred back to my local hospital, and I was in there for 2 weeks. They then decided that they was going to do another injection because they knew that it worked before. So then they decided they were going to do another injection for me and see how I got on with that. They did that, and I mean, it's a long story, guys, but on the way back in the ambulance from the injection, the ambulance pulled up into the car park of my local hospital and crashed into the car in front of us. So I've just had my injections done, and I'm sitting in the back of this stretcher in the back of the ambulance, and she crashes into the car in front of us. She then gets back into the ambulance and reverses and crashes into the car behind us. So the time I get back up into my ward, into my bed in my ward, I am in absolute agony, and she literally jolted me in the ambulance so badly that when I got back upstairs, I may as well have not had the injection. Basically, I was in so much pain. I had a doctor come up and tested me, and he said, yeah, what's just happened has caused this, and then I had to stay in hospital for another week. I finally got home, but because of how bad I was, I couldn't get up the stairs in my house. So I had to sleep downstairs for the first 3 months. I had physios come into my house, do physio with me, help me get up the stairs, or help me to try and get up the stairs. So I slept downstairs for 3 months, and that was so hard for my husband as well, because he literally had no sleep. I literally was like calling him on my phone every 5 minutes because I was in pain or because I needed the toilet and I needed help. And I mean, my husband's just amazing. I wouldn't know what to do without him. He's just helped me so much. I get emotional, but without him, and the rest of my family, I wouldn't be able to cope, because this is why it's taken so long to do this video, because of this. But without him and the rest of the family, I can't do normal things like normal people do, because of all the pain that I was experiencing and what it was doing to my body. He was amazing. He still is amazing. He's my rock, basically. You know, I wouldn't know what to do without him. So like I said, the first 3 months when I got home, I was sleeping downstairs because I just literally couldn't do the stairs. I couldn't get up and down the stairs. I was also in a wheelchair. So I literally couldn't do anything. I started to really feel sorry for myself, which was stupid because it put me into deep depression. Like, you imagine being so active, like with your children, you're going out and you're doing things all the time, to not even being able to get off the sofa by yourself, not even be able to go to the toilet by yourself, not even be able to get dressed. Like, all these things that we take for granted, and all of a sudden, like, they're taken away from you. And that's exactly what it's like. I know this video is going to be really, really long, but there's so much to tell you guys, and obviously because I haven't told you guys and I put myself out there, you need to know, like, it's okay not to be okay. That's what I've taught myself. Also, I've got a motto that things are what they are, and you know, you just cope. You do just cope. Like I said, so for the first 3 months I couldn't get up the stairs and I couldn't do anything. My husband was literally taking time off work to look after me, and obviously that was so much pressure on him as well. It really, really was. And he got to the extent where he couldn't, like, he'd go to work but then feel so bad that he wasn't with me and looking after me, and that I was on my own at home. So in the end, he resigned from his job to look after me full time. And basically I started to get better. I did start to get better. I started to train my mind and train my body to try and get back to normal, basically. I'm never out of pain. I'm always in pain. But I cope, and my motto is, it is what it is, and you just get on with it. you can't change what's happened. You can't change how much pain you're in, but you just get on with it. And that is my motto, and I think that's what keeps me so strong as well, that things happen and sometimes there's no reason for them to happen. Like, I've got no reason that I've got prolapsed discs, well, not a reason that I know of. Things just happen and they can't always be controlled. So my motto is, it is what it is, and you just get on with it. And sometimes when I see people in the street and they say, oh my God, what have you done? I mean, people automatically think that you've done something to your legs because you're on crutches. But then I have to say, no, it's my back, and then I have to explain what's wrong with my back. Then they start to feel sorry for you. But then I'm like, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. It is what it is, you know, just get on with it. It's life. It's what I've got to deal with now. And that's how I think of it. That's how I try to keep strong. I got to the stage where I couldn't feel sorry for myself anymore, that I wanted to just get on and try and be as normal as possible. So in the morning before, if my husband was going out, I would say to him, look, can you bring my makeup downstairs? Can you bring my clothes downstairs? And he would get me dressed and I would sit and do my makeup. So to me, makeup, I love makeup, and I feel good when I've got makeup on. I feel alive. I feel happy. I don't know why, I just feel like I look better. And when you look better and you feel like you look better, it makes the rest of you feel better. So that's why I did it. So I wouldn't sit around anymore in my pyjamas. I wouldn't just sit on the couch all the time. I would try and get up. I would try and do things with my husband and go outside and put my makeup on, put my clothes on, and just try and do normal as I could. Basically, where I am now is I have major flare-ups where I'm back in hospital. My last major flare-up was back in March of this year. I ended up in hospital. I ended up going back to Addenbrooke's, and then I ended up being transferred back to my local hospital, and then transferred to a rehab hospital, and again back in a wheelchair. But I was determined not to stay in this wheelchair. I did not want to be in this wheelchair. I just wanted to be so strong that I said, no, I'm not going in the wheelchair. But it did mean that I didn't go out as much. But I was just determined not to go back in a wheelchair. I'm determined to just get on with it. I had physios come to my house to help me out again. And yeah, I just cope, basically. I just get on with it every single day. It is what it is. I'm at the stage now where 4 days ago I've had a flare up again, and that's why I'm not going out and doing my shopping and things like that. And it does depress me. It really does, because when you go through stages where you can do things and you can go shopping, you can drive your car and you can have a normal life, and then for one day to wake up and then all of a sudden it's like that, it's taken away again. Your independence has been taken away and you need help again, and you can't do things on your own. It does make you so depressed, and this week I have been extremely depressed, but that's just me. And I just think that sometimes if I just hold it in, it's just going to make me worse. So I will have a cry. I will feel sorry for myself. Why not? I'm going through crap. Absolute crap. And, you know, but this is why I wanted to do this video today. It's why I wanted to show you guys that actually it's okay not to be okay. Like, people have good days and some people have bad days, and that is literally my life. I don't know when I'm going to have a good day or a bad day. I would just wake up in the morning and not know until I got out of bed, or maybe because during the night I've had a really bad night, and then I'm going to wake up and have a bad day. But like I've always said, it is what it is, and I just try and get on with it. Yeah, so I just wanted to put this video out there, guys, and I just wanted to show you guys that it's okay not to be okay, you know. And if there's anybody else out there with my condition, what I'm going through, then, you know, feel free to comment. And it'd just be so nice to know that, not to know that somebody else is going through it, but to know that people understand what you're going through because they're going through it as well. And like groups and places like that can like help you, and just like when you are going through it and you feel so low and depressed, you feel so alone. You really do. And like this week, that's basically how I felt. Like, since my back, I've lost a lot of friends who I thought were my friends, that actually show that they don't care about you as much as you think they do. So I've lost a lot of friends over my back, which is not really fair because it's not my fault. But it is what it is. I appreciate you watching my video today, and if I can help anyone with the same situation that I'm in, then so be it. It's what I want. It's what I want to do. I hope this has helped people out today. I hope if you are going through pain and you are going through chronic pain, I mean, you can have a backache, guys, but trust me, chronic back pain is just, it's nothing like just a back pain. Trust me. But if you are going through anything like I'm going through, then if I've helped you today, then I'm so happy that I've done that. I don't know how to end this video. So thanks very much for watching my video today, guys. Remember, I'm not doing this because I want sympathy. I'm not doing this because I want subscribers. I'm doing this because I'm putting myself out there, and I feel like you need to know the real me. I'm not saying I haven't been real, because those days that I put myself out there and you've seen me on YouTube, that is me. You just haven't seen this side of me, this side of what I'm coping with, and this side of my condition. But so thanks for watching my video today, guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon for the next video. I love you all. Bye.